What's going on, everybody? Raging Diecast here with another video. This one is going to be an absolute banger. We are doing a video of the greatest diecast brands that you may or may not have ever heard of. There's going to be a lot of awesome diecast brands. I will tell you the things I like, the things I don't like, so on and so forth. Let's get right into the video. The brand that we are going to kick it off with is probably a brand that actually most of you have heard of, especially if you've watched my videos for any amount of time, because it is the brand that I collect almost exclusively, and that would be Kaido House. So here we have a Daniel Wu Tonto Kaido House. The thing I like about these Kaido House is the price you pay and the detail you get. So if you look in there, you get a very detailed engine bay, you get side mirrors, you get detailed headlights, you get the rubber tires with very, very good looking wheels on it. It's going to be kind of hard to catch that in there, but you get a detailed interior, you get just details galore on these things. Beautiful, beautiful base there. They do, a lot of JDM castings. They've thankfully started diving into Euro. Here's the DGK R34. Again, you just get beautiful, beautiful details on these. Very nice wheels, well done. The kind of the owner or designer for Kaido House is Jun Amai. He was a Hot Wheels designer. He designed the Datsun 510, and now he branched off into his own thing. This one right here is a limited edition, so this one's a little bit more rare. Limited edition, just very, very, very well done cars here, guys. And I'm sure most of you have heard about them. For the new people watching, if they're just kind of Hot Wheels only types and never have heard of Kaido House, I did want to show them off for that reason. But I am a huge, huge, huge Kaido House fan. I love Kaido House. They're doing a lot of things right. Next up on the list is Pop Race. So Pop Race to me is kind of Kaido-esque. They have opening parts. They're very, very detailed, like you can see in there, very detailed. They have good wheels on them. A little detailed interior, it's just blue. Wish they would have done that more. This one's kind of cool. The trunk opens on it and is also detailed in there. So that is pretty sweet. And then here's another one, the R33. Same thing on this one, just very, very detailed in there. Trunk and hood opens. This trunk's just kind of blank, nothing in there, not super detailed. But they're well done. They're not, the wide, super fat, wide body kit like June, but they are well done cars. Now, one thing I do not like about Pop Race is some of their stuff opens and some of it doesn't. So, for example, this Porsche right here, there's not one moving part on this car. I mean, it's a well-done car, don't get me wrong, it looks great. But you kind of never know what you're going to get. Like, are you going to get a moving part? Are you not? I don't know, but that's just kind of the one thing I don't like is like, give me moving parts or don't, but I don't like being halfway. Next up is one of my favorite brands. This is, and I'll show you why. I'll take this thing apart, but Micro Turbo, they have been really, really killing the game. I will open this and we will get a detailed kind of look at this car. Has a nice sleeve, just pops off. Get a nice little plate there. See that? You get the detailed engine in there. Detailed interior. Look at that. Seat belts. See the seat belts in there. You also get camber. The car is cambered. And look at the details. I mean, just the details on this thing they're insane. Now, they're not cheap, but you do kind of get what you pay for. These ones run, I think they run about $40, $50. if I'm not mistaken. But they are awesome, awesome cars. Like, here, you can see the camber. You know, they're cambered, it rolls. Very, very awesome cars. There's a little switch here to pop the headlights up. So there's the headlights up. But again, super, super detailed. Very, very well done. And I absolutely love this micro turbo. It is such a beautiful car. Next up is Inno64. They are a pretty big, pretty popular brand. They are, I don't know if you'd call them a little bit controversial or what you would call them. They have awesome stuff. Very, very detailed, very, very good looking cars. But the thing with Innos is they don't roll the best. So it really goes back to the debate of, do you want it to roll or not? If it's just like a showpiece for your diorama, fine. Innos are great. They're very, very detailed. But other people are like, I kind of want the function part of it, which is a rolling, moving car. And this one here looks like it rolls. So we don't need to worry about with this one. But not all of their cars do roll. But they are very, very, like, look at the interior in there. The back engine, detailed. Very well done cars. Very nicely done. They run $20-$30 in general for these Inno64s. And they are awesome cars. But, again, it goes back to some of them don't really roll too well. Here, I'll show you another one that I have. Here's the R33. Absolutely beautiful. And it does roll, but it like gets hung up. It like catches. Also, no moving parts on these. But you do get a very, very well done diecast. Very, very well done, nice looking car. You know, this is coming out a little crooked. That's a cool little detail. So they are, they are awesome cars to have. It's just sometimes they don't roll the best, and that's up to you if you're cool with it or if you're not. And but yeah, Inno64, they make awesome cars as well, and they're all usually very, very detailed. All right, guys, this next brand I am a pretty big fan of. I used to sell them when I was on Whatnot. CM Model. This one is a Porsche 964, and the thing I like about these is just the things that you can do with them. 1 second here. Just the things that you can do with them is awesome. You can see there's a rubber band here holding on that back part, and we will kind of look into that. But I had some R35s of these CM models, and it was cool because they had like a roll mode, which looked fine, but then they had kind of more of a stance mode, which didn't roll, but if you wanted it to, for your diorama, if you wanted it to be slammed, then you could do that. And then like this one here, it's got the same wheel thing off, and we'll look at that. But here, look at this. So you take that back part off. The engine is right there. You can see kind of a little detailed engine. And then this just slides right back in. And then it's back to normal. Let me find the other parts here. There's, if you want a bigger wing, so take this one out. You can throw this big wing on it. And now it looks like a completely different car. And then say you don't like the pink wheels, which I do not. Very, very easy to take off. You just literally pop them off here. 1 sec. All right, and then we just get our new wheels. 1 sec. And then we just get our new wheels and pop them in. And then there you go. You have basically a whole new car. And I think this, switched out with the black wheels, looks absolutely awesome. So just the customability, however you say it, on these cars is awesome. They're also very detailed. They're very, very well done cars. So it's like you can have multiple cars in one car, and I personally like this look better. So we will leave it like that. Now we have our street weapon here, number 259 out of 499. This is a RWB, and it is very well done. This one in particular is glow in the dark. Guys, $20-$30 gets you this very, very detailed car. Very well done. Let's take it off. We got 2 screws holding this one on. But these, I know Street Weapon has made some Ken Block cars, which are awesome. They've done some other stuff too. But their Street Weapon, their Street Warrior, and then there's a few others. They look the same. I don't know if they are or not. We do have a few Porsches. I don't know if when I was ordering cars to make this video, if I was just really digging Porsches. I don't know if maybe these companies are doing, playing the game basically, and making the cars that people want. As you know, Porsche and Euro is very, very in right now. But here we go. I would say the interior is a little less detailed than the others. I mean, you still get racing seats, but it's all black. But look in here. Just beautifully, beautifully done. This one does not really roll. I mean, you can force it, but the front's fine. But back here, they put them big old tires on it. Doesn't really roll, but it doesn't bother me. I don't roll my cars around. I don't play with them like that. So I prefer it to roll, but it's not the end of the world if it doesn't roll. But look at this. I mean, very, very detailed still. Awesome, awesome car. Beautiful, beautifully done. And like I said, this one glows in the dark. All right, now we're getting into a little bit more expensive. Here we have a PGM Porsche RWB. This one is number 413 out of 999. Again, this one is PGM. And on these ones, you can do the luxury, which is this one. Comes in this beautiful kind of round case. Looks very, very classy. You can do normal, which basically comes in like a normal acrylic. Let's take this one apart. This one is very, very well done. So this, you just kind of screw this bottom off here, and it should, fingers crossed, get us to some screws to take the car off. And this car costs anywhere from $70 to $100. PGM can go up a little bit more. So again, they are a little more pricey. Look at that. There's like a ball bearing in there. They definitely don't spare expense. They're very well done cars. We'll set this aside so we can get to looking at the car. So again, guys, this is PGM. Like, look at the details in there. So opening hood or frunk or whatever you want to call it. Very detailed interior in there. Roll cage. You got, racing harnesses. You've got the wide body kit here. Detailed back with opening trunk. There's even like a little yellow thing on the steering wheel. Very, very well done. And it is nice. Oh, lost a little O-ring. Let me grab it. They are very, very well done cars. And you kind of get what you pay for, You want a very high-end, well-done, well-built opening hood, trunk, doors. You got to pay a little bit more for that. This is a nice matte black. And very, very, very well done car. And then we have one more here, and it's actually a resin piece. All right, so last on the list, we have a one model Lamborghini Murcielago. This one is number 80 out of 999. And this is a resin piece, so I don't think this piece is going to roll. This ranges from 75 to 100 bucks on these. On the price. But these are absolutely, and it is definitely resin because it is light as a feather. Let me get this off. It is light as a feather, but yeah, definitely not going to roll. See, so if you're in that needs to roll category, this will not do the trick for you. But very well done resin. Stanced Lamborghini Murcielago. This is the Liberty Walk. Very, very beautiful car. You do have a very detailed interior. I don't know if you can see in there. There's like camo print on the seats and in the interior. You got these mirrors. Tail lights. Very beautifully made car. And again, these range in price from kind of like 70, 80 to 100. Obviously, depending on what you're getting. And again, this is a resin piece. It is not going to roll. But it is a beautiful piece to set in your diorama. Look at that. Looks amazing. Let's freaking go.